present in over 110 countries and territories and with over 60,000 members, AIESEC is the world's largest student-run organization, focused on providing a platform for youth leadership development. The organization offers young people the opportunity to be global citizens, to change the world, and to get experience and skills that matter today. AIESEC is run by the youth and for the youth, and we're members of this organization, Vlad Popovici from Romania, the Vice President of the Talent Management, and Ahmed Yasser, the External Relations Manager. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much for having us here.
First of all, I want to know about AIESEC's principles, the main principles for AIESEC. I'll start with Popovici.
Yes. So basically, AIESEC was an organization founded after the Second World War in 1948. And the reason why it was started was because of the fact that youth from 6 different countries from Europe believed that the major principle of why the war started was the fact that people did not understand different cultures. So one of the basic principles of AIESEC is cross-cultural understanding, and the basic vision of the organization that was started back then was peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential. And basically all of the activities that evolved throughout the more than 60 years of experience was to develop experiences for young people, to develop themselves in a personal and professional point of view, but also have international experiences where they could actually get to learn and understand and live and work in different cultures in order to better work with these problems that we saw and felt that are in the world.
Mohammed, what about the organization's activities here in Egypt? How can you actually go in line with those objectives, but with a turnaround to fit the state of affairs here in the country?
Can you come again?
I'm asking about the activities of the organization here in Egypt.
Yes.
How is it reflecting those earlier objectives?
Well, basically we have many approaches, we have many projects that we do, and we have 10 conferences annually that we perform for our members. And we also approach many companies that sponsor us, and through this kind of partnerships with these companies, we perform CSR projects and direct impact initiatives that impact the society. Some of them include topics like, for example, blood donations from PwC and other companies, and others just impact the youth that we have as members, as development through skills, negotiation, and how to present themselves.
How can you be a member? What are the conditions to be a member in AIESEC?
So basically, I'm going to relate to both of the questions that you asked before. In order to become a member, you have to be a student of any means of higher education, and you just have to have the willingness to work in this organization, because we actually need people that want to develop themselves and also have a social impact, and a positive one. And a little bit to complete this question was that AIESEC delivers 2 types of impact. One direct impact that's happening through all the projects that we're having right now in AIESEC Egypt, because we're having projects on different social issues, considering like civil rights, I don't know, women's rights, different projects that are addressed towards children that have like health problems, that are from social classes that cannot afford different education. We have projects that address high school students in order to help them to go from I don't know, high school to university. And basically throughout all these kind of projects, we're bringing internationals from different countries, AIESEC countries that are throughout all the world, in order to prepare these kids and deliver this impact in the projects that we actually want and the issues that we actually see in the society. And then there's the indirect impact that we want to deliver through the members that we actually have, because throughout AIESEC, they go through a certain experience that's going to make them develop and hopefully become leaders that afterwards they're going to have a better impact in different society when they are going to leave this organization. So these are the 2 things.
One of the main programs of AIESEC is the Global Exchange Program. What are the nationalities of the people who come, and usually, I mean, if there is one nationality in particular that likes to come here in Egypt?
Well, basically, as you said before in the beginning of the session, that we are present in 110 countries. So we have very large, diverse interns here in Egypt, and particularly the countries that are most popular here are countries that are close to us, especially from Europe and Brazil in particular. But you will find at least 50 different nationalities in any period of time inside Egypt, especially that our exchange numbers in the past year have boosted, and we've achieved more than 300% growth.
All right, the exchange program is with the university where the student is enrolled, or is it through AIESEC itself?
The exchange program basically is like a program where a young person that no matter from what country AIESEC country is, he can come to AIESEC, he can say that I'm looking for this type of an experience where I can develop myself and do something extra. And he can actually go through any type of, through one of the all other countries that are in AIESEC. Basically, there are two different types of exchanges. The global internship program, where you actually have a professional experience working in a company, or you have the global community development program, where you go through AIESEC and go in an NGO, go in a university, go in a school, and you deliver different activities that are needed there. So work in an NGO in order to help them develop their activities towards the community. Work in a school, in a high school, in order to give different sessions for the high school students to go towards forward to the university, or different issues that we see that are relevant in the external environment. So it differs a lot.
And how long do they usually stay, the interns?
The period of time differs. The minimum period of time is six weeks, and it can go out to a lot. So it can go to almost 1 year and a half. It depends, but basically the most common duration of time are for 6 weeks, from lasting from 6 weeks to 1 year. These are the most common types of, yeah. And it depends if you're on a global community work on a project, delivering impact through in some social issues, then the period of time is shorter, from usually going from 6 weeks to 8 weeks. But if you're coming to work in a company where you actually have to stay a period of time to learn and then to perform, the period of time tends to go from 6 months to 1 year. So,
what about Egypt? How many members do you have in Egypt? We know there are thousands for AIESEC, but how is it successful? How is it spread in Egypt here?
Well, as members, we're present through universities here in Egypt, as in 5 local committees, which are AUC, Cairo University, AIST Cairo, which is the Arab Academy in Cairo, which is present in Sheraton Residence. We're also present in GUC and ALEX. ALEX is the city-based local committee that has 5 universities in it. Our members, they are currently around 1,000 members, and we're going to initiate recruitment soon, in October. How we maintain these kind of numbers and how we maintain members in our organization, it's not only taking from the members but also giving them, by showing them that by giving time they're also developing themselves through the different opportunities that we provide, whether by sessions or by giving them opportunity to become leaders and try to achieve certain goals by themselves and leading a team towards these goals.
What about the Egyptians who get to travel abroad, Ahmed? Have you been to this experience?
Yes.
You did. Okay, tell us about it.
Well, it was last year. Went to Indonesia. My job description was teaching in a school of students. It was a high school actually, and I was supposed to teach IT and English. And in tandem with that, I was also supposed to work in AIESEC there on a project called tourism. The problem in Indonesia, I think you've heard of many countries in Asia, like Malaysia, Philippines, even China, even Australia. It's not, yeah, even Australia. But the problem in Indonesia is it doesn't promote, or they don't even know their natural resources or the tourist spots. So this is what the project was aiming to do, was to educate the people in Indonesia of the resources they have and the places they have. Indonesia is a bunch of islands basically, and it has natural resources that's present all over the place. Now, unlike Malaysia that only has certain places, or Philippines has another kind of natural thing you can see, Indonesia collects them all because it's a series of islands, and it has animals and natural resources not present anywhere else. So that's the problem. Even I, as a tourist, when I went there and started my market research, I asked people, where should I go? Some people didn't even know how to answer. This was the major issue I worked on over there.
You felt it had added to you as a person, this whole experience?
Well, yes. Actually, going there, I had a mindset that I'm going to Indonesia. They told me it's like 99.9% Muslims, and it's like the most highly populated Muslim country in the world. So I thought I'm going to Saudi Arabia. But actually, that's way far away from the truth. They're actually very kind people. They're very open-minded. They have different and diverse culture. Even their houses look different. And they have a story behind everything there.
They have a story behind everything?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Actually, for example, I told you the houses look different.
Yeah.
The houses will, if you look at them, they're like this, and they have two horns in the middle. These talk about a story, a myth, I think, that says about two young brothers fighting over the land in Indonesia, and one of them put horns on the baby cow so that it kills the mother cow when it breastfeeds, so that the younger brother could take over the land, basically.
So myths are...
It's interesting, but I don't know if it's true or not, but you have to check on that.
But I want to go back once again to Yasser's question. Going to the experience, traveling abroad, being exposed to a different culture, and teaching youngsters, this is quite a thing on its own. How do you feel it's added to you as a person?
Well, I felt more dependent. At the beginning I was a bit afraid. I was a bit hesitant because it was an experience where I'll be alone. I couldn't resort to a friend or a neighbor or even a family member. So that in itself made me build character and showed me the world in a different color.
How long did you stay there?
I stayed for almost 2 to 3 months, and it's life-changing basically. It's very hard to say it in a short period of time.
And Popovici, are you here on an exchange program or you are based here?
No, I am actually here to stay in Cairo for another 10 months because I'm not in exchange. I came to work in the National Committee of AIESEC Egypt. I was a vice president in AIESEC Orada back home in AIESEC Romania. Then I was the local committee president, and now I came here to work at the national level as a vice president. So I coordinated the functional area because each LC has this structure, and each LC local committee has a vice president for talent management, and it's my responsibility to somehow give them direction and help them in order to perform, as well as coach one of the LCs that were mentioned before, AIESEC Cairo University. I have to work with the leadership body of AIESEC Cairo University in order to help them drive performance through the local committee. And then I have responsibilities in my team, in the national committee team, because we have a lot of things to do, so it's my part there as well.
Great.
Just one last question before we wrap up. How can someone apply to be a member? How can he reach AIESEC to be a member?
Yes, in order to become an AIESEC member, it's very easy. You can wait a little bit until October, and then you're going to start seeing, like in the campuses of the universities that we talked about before, you're going to start to see people. You're going to see an AIESEC booth there, most probably. And very easy, you can go and search for AIESEC Egypt on Google, come to our site, and then you can actually apply online to become an AIESEC member.
Okay, very good.
That's the blockchain G, the Vlad Popovici, the Vice President of Talent Management, and Ahmed Yasser, the External Relations Manager at AIESEC Egypt. Thank you very much for joining us on Nile.
Thank you very much as well.
Thank you very much.
And we go now to a break, and we'll be back with more on Nile.